Hello, everybody. I do apologize. My headset did break, so we're going to be dealing with my laptop audio. My name is Romeo Snowblitz in the coding world, and I want to talk about something that I newly pinned in my GitHub called my travel dictionary. This is an offline PC or mobile compatible English-Japanese dictionary with some added learning tools, and I wanted to talk about all the features that come into here. So some phones can only open one file at a time, so this entire thing is one file. Normally on GitHub, you can come down to the code. Obviously, I'll leave the main board to the description of the video, but you just come to the green button, hit download, it'll download, and then you'll go to your files, it's done, open, and then we are going to extract. You do the same thing on your phone, extract, and then you're going to be getting that one singular file. So we're going to go in, grab the index, you can put it wherever you want, drop it out, and then here we can open it, and here we now have our app. So the point of this app's first creation, the first idea is so I don't have the internet service, or there's a lot of people who may like not to like using their data when they want to look something up. And there's many times in Japan where like if you're a Japanese learner, you're going to see kanji you don't know, you're going to see words you don't know. And I have a keyboard on my phone that I can just draw them out and I can look stuff up. So if we go into the vocab section, so there's a kanji, a vocab, a grammar, and play. We'll talk about this one. It gets more unique later. But like the town that I'm in is called Masaki. So it's space, and then I can look up Saki. And here it is a type of spindle tree. So if you want, you can go into it. I made it so that because there's the so it'll tell you the kanji, and then you are able to edit these. And I have them so that you edit because there are 200,000 words. Some of them are archaic, so they're not really used anymore. But if you really feel like something's wrong or that something needs to be changed or there's a typo, there's nothing stopping you from going in and doodling it, and then you just save it and then call it whatever it is. There's a little star on each word. We'll get into this later, what the starring does. All words will default be off. So we hit save, whatever it is. And then if you want to look up the English words, I'll have to flip the keyboard. Go. And then we can look up Monday, and then we can look up, bam, look at that, some words. Sometimes there is a little bit of a bug that I've been told where like some words come out a little weird. So like cat, you're gonna get some like weird things because the word cat has to be somewhere in here, like indicate. So it just finds that and it should look for the search. It's a little bit of a bug. And so then you have to do some scrolling, but it prioritizes Japanese first. So if you just happen to know, for example, switch it back if I do, nickel, and I'm going to use hiragana only, it's going to find words that are prioritized, nickel first. Then it's going to go over here where it says nickel down over here. So, and then it's going to do the country reading. But if I look up nickel, nickel kanji, and I go for the search, now suddenly Neko becomes the first thing with the kanji. So just kind of be aware of that, especially the English search for English words is going to probably be the most difficult thing. There's some more touch-ups I need to do. Beyond that, this was mainly for me and it's Japanese prioritized because there's Japanese words I see all the time. I have no idea what they mean. I can search them up now. I don't need internet, and that's the main purpose. What's also really cool is like, actually, I remember if I did that one day, I saw some kanji. And I'm just going to be taking a couple kanji, so like here, we're going to do Control C, close. We're going to go into this little kanji section, and then actually go into here, and then if I look at like look that keyboard, Masaki. So here, this is not a word. But if we go into the kanji section, what the kanji will do is when you search kanji in a list like this, it's going to put them in order. So if you want to just look up a bunch of kanji, even if it's not a word, you'll still be able to get all the results directly from this. So that's pretty nice. And then there's also the grammar section. So the grammar section is something that I have, and when I first made this, and it's still up to current, I have a grammar that is N5 to N1, so it covers them all, but it has the nouns and verbs only. I did not make a adjectives or like the phrases or weird sentence ones. So it's mainly just nouns, noun types and verb types for grammars. So I will figure those and I'll update it. They'll come up to here. So when you see an updated version, you know, it'll come out. But if we have like a word and we click on something in the grammar, so there's like this example sentence. So we have this word, right? And let's say that I forgot the reading to this, or that you forgot the reading to this. There's this sonke. So there's these things called parts. 尊敬するに足りる人だ. Might be heated, who knows? But um, here we have the parts that you can help read a sentence. We'll get more into these kind of details later when we get into how play works, because it'll make more sense. But you can also add your own entries. So if you want to add your own word, if you want to add your own kanji, if you want to add your own grammar point, and I don't know why that's there. That's clearly a bug, but you can do so. So it's pretty nice that you're able to do this. If we go into, and now that we talked about entries, we talked about each of the sections, the next thing really is the star list. So what the star list is if I go on something and I star it, and then I save it, come into this one, I star it, and I save it. So I just starred, let's do this one too. Let's do 3, because 3 is a good number. So now I have these 3 kanji star, and I open up my star list, and then there's this. This is important for the play mode. I need to be in play mode. But basically, you're able to make a specialized list, and then you can always clip on and remove. If you want to remove an entire list, you can go into you have to be in play for this. You can go into the settings, and then you can clear the star list completely. So clears for kanjis, and they are kanji specific. So apply, and then if I turn off play, my star list is now empty. But you can do this to practice, you basically to make your own word list. It was suggested to me that what if you want to have a list A, a list B, a list C, right? So currently there's only the yellow star. I'm thinking about seeing if I can add like different colors so that you can make a yellow list, a red list, a blue list. Not in this current update, you can't do that. But that is something that I wish to add in the future. But there's all those. I do actually in this version that so the star list is empty, but in my vocab there is some words that are in here. There's 65 just basic words that we can go over how the stuff looks like when we're doing the play mode, as well as the grammar has some. It should have all the N5 ones that I have on here, and then it also has some N4, not all of them, in the star list already grouped up, so we can go over how those work as well. Let's take a look. So outside of the star list, so let's say I wanted to learn kanji, and I don't want to star list all like, a bunch of them or whatnot, because if I look through them, it's just weird, and it's not like you're going to want to do this where you go star, star, and then just like all of them. That would be very obnoxious. There are some preset lists. So if you want to practice kanji and play it, you would need to do play, and then you can change your section to whatever you want. So if you're in a play and you want to practice vocab, there's your vocab. You want to practice grammar, and then you have your kanji. Now you might say, whoa, 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 whoa. There is nothing in the star list. How am I still practicing kanji? It's because there's these little presettings that you have. So if you want to do the star mode only cards, you can do star mode only, and then apply, and then there's 0 remaining. So, no playable start cards. Some some cards or change some settings. So you have to have something start if you want to do the start mode. If you don't, right, it's going to do all of them. So when I'm out of play, like I said, there is 3,923 entries of kanji. However, if I want to focus, you may have heard the famous 2,173. If I go into play, I actually do have a preset list for this 2000K mode, we're going to select this and turn star mode off. So we're going to keep this 2000 list on. We're going to hit apply. Ooh, and then let's turn just one mode so I can just get that number. There's 2136. That's correct. Okay, okay. I knew it. So there's 2136. Awesome. Very good number. So if you want to practice just those ones, you can. There's also the radical mode. The radical mode is, well, just like the little pieces that make kanji. There's 260, and you might say, technically there's 214, but if you know, like, like Hito or like the gene, the one for person, there's like three variations, or like there's a 3-stroke, 4-stroke, and 5-stroke water. So some of them do get used in multiple ways, which is why it's a little bit bigger than 214. So now we're going to talk about the play section. So we talked about kanji, vocab, and grammar. You can search. We talked about the search. We talked about adding your entries, the star list. This export HTML, don't worry about this. This is something that I have for me, because when I'm changing things or like when I'm adding the sentences, we'll get into that with the grammar. It's just something for me that helps me export and then put it into the code because of how this works. So you don't really have to worry about what this does. If anything, it's just going to give you the current file of any change that you make. And that's all it's for. So we can completely ignore this as a user. It's just for me. If you want to change the size as well in the settings, I personally like mine completely. I like mine tiny because I'm on my phone and I just like having that small format. But for the sake of the video, I have them put up just a little bit. So now that these are all put away, these are put away, let's get into play, what the play are. So we can get into, like, we have the little radical mode list, and then there are modes. So if there is, oh, that shouldn't say mode on it, but if it says mode, like definition, kanji mode, or reading mode, these are the game types. So radical mode is not a game mode, it's supposed to be just radical list. My bad. Oh my goodness. It's supposed to be 2K list as well. My bad. My bad. Sure. Anyways, anyways, there are three types. So we'll talk about each of the one. So this one is going to be called definition mode, and you might see a circle and an X, meaning right or wrong, or maru batsu. So here is how it looks. You just have this radical here. Is this the one called the hook? It's either correct or it's wrong. If it's correct, that is the hook one. And then the definition. I should only have. Oh, the definition is correct. Okay. This is the reading. We're going to hit yes. Normally, okay, apparently that one didn't have a definition. It was just the reading. My bad. Then there's this one. So if it's wrong, you would hit wrong and wrong, but it was actually correct. So you will get this red outline and the green outline when that happens. This was something that was suggested to me because before it didn't happen, and then someone said you should clearly mark it out with yellow or with red and green, so it does that now. So this one is the shiro, white, so that is correct. And then this one, variant of kusa, meaning grass, this is correct. Eventually it's going to give you one that's actually wrong. Okay. When it is wrong, and it's actually wrong, right? So it's going to give you all of these, and then it's going to have this, and then you have to look at all of them, and then you have to find the right one. So this one should be the striking radical. And if you're curious, right, so like I read this clothes garment and you wanted to know what it was, when you select your answer, whether you're right or wrong, it's going to put the correct answer on all the other ones. So if I selected this one, it would be a red outline, and then it would tell you the kanji that it does go with it, the kanji that goes with it. This one would have been for the green outline, so something like that. Turtle. This is keen. So if I just like, that's frog. So this is the correct one. So if I click the wrong one, you'll see it gets that green outline, and then it gives you all the other ones. So this is how the definition mode works. If we have the kanji mode, so this one you're gonna have to, it says type the kanji character. Now this one's gonna be a little bit interesting because I don't actually have the I normally, because I said I can type on my keyboard, so here it's funny because I can just go and just do hey, and then it's that first one. There we go. So I can literally just do this. It's kind of cheating when you're on your computer because you're not actually like drawing it. It's for my phone because I can actually draw them. Otherwise, you're just typing this. So definitely cheating. So that's what the point of the drawing kanji is. And then the reading mode. So we'll go into reading. It's basically going to ask you for the so like there's this one, right? And what's the reading? This one should be K, correct? And there's that. So that's the sections for all of these. Um, and then we can go into vocab. Now, like I said, so I do actually have, there's a lot more list settings in here. So here I have my star mode on. If I turn my star mode off, and all of these other lists, so see how these don't say modes on them? This is how it's supposed to be. If I apply, it's got a lot of words for each mode that is currently turned on. So if I have definition and reading mode, and I only turn one mode on, then we're going to get the 200,000 words. But you can put as many modes as you want at the same time. So if I have a definition, which we talked to the Marubatsu, drawing the kanji mode, turn that one on. The reading, what is all the readings, and turn that one on. These are the three modes that we have for the vocab section. So then I'll hit apply, and then now we have 600,000 things that we can go through. And that is a ridiculous amount. I would not really recommend going through the raw list unless you're very good at Japanese. What I would recommend is starting with either the JCWV, which is the Jisho, which is an app that is a dictionary, means dictionary, and then this is the common words vocabulary list. So the Jisho common words vocabulary list. So they have, we select this one. It's a lot easier. So remember, this is times 3, but there's 39,159 common words. And then we can just kind of go through the same settings. There is the JLPT list. So the N5 to N1, if you're studying these, there are some words that have been given specifically for JLPT or the ones that are always used on them. So like shashin, people, yeah, right. So there's some things, draw the kanji, which like I said, oh may, oh look at that, correct. But normally I would draw the kanji with my phone, but hopefully you're kind of getting the idea on how this is kind of working. Um, and then the dictionary. So remember the dictionary is 200,000 words. So if you want to practice the hiragana only words that are in that dictionary, you can hit apply, and this will give you only the words that are hiragana. So technically, yeah, the reading should be the same. If you're doing if you're doing hiragana only, you really shouldn't do this would be the kanji mode. It will literally just be the same. There is no kanji for it. It's kind of funny that that came up. But if you want to do kanji, there's the words that are only kanji. So we have this, and then, what's funny is if you want to do a little cheating, you can actually click and edit the word at any point, so you can see the entirety of the word. But you can also just kind of Control C. For the sake of the video, I'll do this. But obviously, if you're doing this because like if you're cheating yourself in your own practice, that's you got problems. But yeah, I mean that's this. There's the katakana only list. You want to practice katakana, so there's your katakana. I don't know why it says type kanji. Shouldn't. There's mix, so this would be like if hiragana and kanji are in the same word, like this. So we have a hiragana in here, just kind of put into it. Um, so those are examples. And then the final list is MISC. This is like when you have Latin letters, Greek letters, like alpha, beta, like the weird symbols, like the Madobatsu, like the official, like you're gonna get some weird, um, things. Why is this in here? The rice symbol. What is this used for? Yeah, like this. Like, there's no, there's no way. MISC is just kind of here because of the dictionary part, but technically you might actually have it for whatever it is. It'd be funny if you got this, but technically if you turn all of them off and then you have the full, technically they're included, so good luck if you're trying to full run it. Um, for encouragement, so like if I have my star list on, I have the 195 for the words that I have. I have all the sections, yes. So there's some like nodo for throat. I have the kanji for it. There is the streak mode, and then you'll also have a high score. So high score will cover all the versions. Streak is just, you know, it's the high score of your highest streak. So when your streak breaks, your highest streak score will be up at the top here. For those who like to encourage themselves or people who seek improvement, right? You like, I got 6 in a row, and then like now you're trying to beat yourself to beat six, and then like you can make your own vocab lists, but with the star system and kind of do that. And then the last one is the most interesting because they're very different. So these are we already went through the definition, kanji reading. The grammar play is definitely the most unique. So I already have for an automatic star list for the grammars. I don't have an N5, N4, N3, N2, N1. At some point, I'll probably make those lists, but currently I do not have them. So I only have this preset star list. When you download the star list will already be there. If you do not like the star list, you can just clear out the star list and then just, you know, that's totally fine, and it will get rid of all those. Um, but let's talk about these modes since there are 4 types. So definition is the same thing, marubatsu. We've already been over here. Um, so here you're going to get a noun and then ni or e. Does it mean to decide on or to choose things? No, it's a direction to direction or destination. So that's correct. Here you'll get the correct, like I said before. But notice that this is the grammar points and that this is the definition. So if we actually flip it now, where we change to the grammar here, it's going to flip it. So now it's going to say to leave something as it is, the current state without changing. And then here we have the no mama. So there's the verb version and then the noun, but this is correct. And then we can move forward. So here it's just the reverse. And then we have the next one, which is called tense. So tenses are like, so here we have no, I try not to click on it because it also reveals the answer, but we have the I wa, and then here we have the tenses. So is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it a noun that only like that deals with times, or is it like the temasen? Clearly it is just a noun, and then we can go into the next. Here we have the question mark. So wa hazuda. Okay, I want to say wa because of the particle. It's hazuda. Does it? So it's telling you it must be, it should be, right? Hazuda. But now you have to pick, is it a root verb, temasen, tai? Ta form, probably like, tai like the wanting. There are some grammars where like the, garu, tagaru. So it's basically type form, but you get rid of the I, whatever. And then there's the casual. If you get it wrong, it's okay. It'll give you the green, but there's not going to be a correct answer because there's only one right answer. It's either wrong or right or wrong. So it's not going to put it above like it does with the other versions. And then the last section is the word mode. The word mode is going to be, I would probably recommend doing the other 3 before we get into word mode. But normally we're going to have like this iki and then the question mark, and it's the I want to go. So this is definitely one of the N5 ones. So how do you say I want to go? Is it iki n desu? They explaining iki no de iki yori igu hatsu ga aru. Is it? But we should know it's ikitai. Moving on. And then they might be in the middle, and then like you're just finding that question mark and then figuring out which one should only go into the thing. So about approximately, right? So dake is like only, And there's all these. So you'll see these before. I want to get into, let's go back to when I was definition mode. And so we have this. Oh, kudasai, and the is it mean please do. Um, you can give yourself a sentence, and so the sentence they all should have sentence, and then we have the go renraku kudasai. And if you didn't, if there is a sentence that has a word and you don't realize it, there is this thing called sentence parts. So this one is correct. Let's see if I can find another one. Give sentence. All right, here's a good example. So no hazuda. So we give myself a sentence, and then we have the no hazuda. Kare wa gakusei no hazuda. But let's say I didn't know gakusei at all, right? What I can do is I can click on it. I can then select the part that I can't read. I'm going to Control C, and there's this thing called add a part. So we'll add it, we'll paste it, and search, and it's going to give me all of the things in here. And like I said, it's, well, not gakuso, that's definitely not, it's archaic, not used anymore. So gakusei, this, so here we have the gakusei, and then we'll hit save, and now we have the gakusei. Same thing for, so the next time it'll come up automatically in the sentence parts, like how it did the first one. So that's correct. Going through, so we have the daro, it seems, probably right, things like that. Give a sentence, and oh well, I want it to give me a sentence where like it'll come up again. Oh, okay, it was actually correct. I'm mainly just looking for the sentence. I'm looking for the sentence. Give me a sentence. Give me a sentence. Ah, there's the, okay, found one. Okay, so then we have the sentence, and let's say you didn't know how to read it. If you save it, the next time it ever comes up again, you will get the reading for it. So here we have the genjou no mama de susumeru. So there it is, and then the proceed as it is without changing the current state. So I think this is mainly all of the this is all of the features that come with it. So we have all of these modes. There's the star mode to make your own list. The only thing that I need to do more fixing on is when you're using search, you're using English words. I want to make it so that you can add multiple star lists, and so that you can practice whatever lists you want. But those are all the modes. Those are all the settings. If you're in play mode, the settings might be, well, we've been clicking on settings, so if you don't like a list, or, you know, you can just clear whenever you want. There is no way to add a pre-list. I don't think that's necessary. If you have any ideas or any kind of changes or anything that you think is whatever, but I think I mean, I use it, I like it. Whenever I'm bored or if I'm traveling somewhere, if I see something I don't word, it uses its full purpose to be able to, I'm out and about and I see things I don't know. I see a word, I can just be able to search it, and it feels very nice that I'm able to look up either the kanji I don't know, the vocab I don't know, I can just search them. Grammar is just mainly for learning purposes, I guess. Or maybe someone says something and like you're in class and you hear like tsumori, tsumori, and you're like, what is tsumori? And then it'll give you the things that contain tsumori. So, well, this one's in the, I don't know why this one has it. Anyways, but it will give you the tsumori de, the ru, tsumori, the ta, tsumori, teiru, tsumori. So this is why we have the tense practice, because good luck. Um, my voice, oh my goodness. But these are all the sections. So kanji, vocab, grammar. If you have any questions, I can probably answer them in the comments below. But I think my voice is cooked for some reason. I've explained all the sections, I think, hopefully. Yeah, so I'll probably continue to make some updates. I also want to make videos and some other things that I'm working on. So yeah, before I make this awkward. Thank you guys so much for watching, and without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one.